Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So I've just recorded a video for Premium and Pro members. It's slightly different to this video. This is for you free members. So there will be things that I can't say about because they are visible on the ratings. First of all, I won't talk about the 12 o'clock at Tremor. That is for Premium members. But let's talk about Petit Tonnerre, who runs in the 12.55 at Cheltenham. I've suggested to have a very small bet on him. He is currently 11-4. Now the reason for that is off his handicap mark he would get in the plate, and that's what I think the race they're going for, off 138, because I'm convinced he needs to step up in trip. However, this isn't the strongest race for him. You know, I think he could beat these if he was trying, so that's why I've suggested a small bet on him in this race. If he's trying, he will win. If he's not trying, he'll be weighted out the back, run on into second and go, yep, we've got the Cheltenham fences experience now under his belt. Moving on to the 130. This time I think there's a horse that's not going to be ridden to win, and that's Stumptown, who is, I think he's £7 higher than when finishing second in the Kinmure. Why would you want to win this and get yourself out of the Kinmure? I know it's 26 grand to win. Finished second last year. I think they were really disappointed with that they didn't win. As such, I think Inch House is the right favourite, and I think he will take all the beating at 7-4. I think Cloudy Glen is too old. Angel's Breath hasn't won for years, and the Wolf just shouldn't be good enough. So we can go through these quite quickly. Stage Start, I think, will take all the beating here. I don't understand why you would run here if you didn't think you could win it, whereas they could have found a graded race for him, like a grade 2 somewhere. Because why would you want to turn up to the Ryanair off the back of a defeat in a handicap? You know, that would be really detrimental to the horse's chances in the Ryanair. Turn up off the back of 2 consecutive big handicap wins off high weight. And I think the fact that they're running it, or likely to run here, obviously he could get pulled out yet, on heavy going, over 2.5 mile, carrying 12 stone, they're not going to want to run him again in February, I don't think. I think that'll come too quick, and they'll then save him for Cheltenham and Aintree, and they'll be the 2 targets after this. So if they let him run here, they're going to want to win the race, and they're going to be trying. And I think that's a big thing in racing. You can sometimes find that actually horses have plans down the line that they're aiming at. I think the fact that they're prepared to let him run here. He did run off 11.7 last time, so it's not like he ran off 10.4 and now this is a big challenge for him carrying 12 stone. He's only carrying another £7, which I know it's £7 more of physical weight. I think he should be able to give that away to these horses. Richmond Lake is the unknown, but his R figures aren't anywhere near as good as Stage Star, I can tell you that for free. Moving on to the 240 at Cheltenham. There's 2 in this that I like. Ed Keeper at 11-4. I think he will take all the beating. I thought he was very good last time. I thought his form was good. I think it was a race that will work out really, really well. And I think I've left it open. I haven't. Yes, I have. Let's just load it up here. Ikarak. Once it reloads for me, please. Sorry about that. Ikarak. Really hope Ikarak doesn't see his march changed. I think 125 would underestimate him. Well, he's actually running here off 121. We just scroll down here. 121, and Bradley takes that 5 off again. So he's running off 116. I think he's the each way bet in the race, is Ikarak at 12s, and I think Ed Keeper is the one that will take all the beating at 11-4. That form with Holy Joe Smoke, I think it's said that way round. Let me just have a look. Beating Ho Jolie Smoke. I knew I'd got it wrong. That form is really strong. We were on him last time. I can't desert him. The next race I want to talk about is the 3:15 at Cheltenham, and I am in the camp of Bob Ollinger. I said it last year. He's a 2.5 mile horse, actually, in November 18. Well, I said he'd be winning the Coral Cup. I kept trying to suggest that the Coral Cup is the race for him. The 2.5 mile. Stop messing him around with runs over 2 mile and 3 mile. Well, they went to, was it Navan last time, and won over 2.5. He comes here to Cheltenham over 2.5. His form at Cheltenham is very good, as we know. He's won the Ballymore. This is his trip, and I think he will be able to beat Marie's Rock, who I don't totally get. I haven't understood her yet. She's won one of her last 4. That came in this race last year, beating Dashel Drasher, who probably wanted a lot further, and the rest of them weren't that good in behind. So, yeah, I'm in the camp of Bob Ollinger at 6-4. We move away from Cheltenham. There's a couple of races at Musselburgh I want to talk about. The first one being the Hogmanay Hurdle. Is it said Musselburgh or Musselburgh? Or Musselburgh? Be interesting to see what people think. Now, I think the horse here that I'm interested in, the horse I am interested in is Benson. Now, I know I said Benson wanted another half a mile up to 3 mile. However, this at least is at a course that he's won over this course and distance. He beat Holmes St George that day by 11 lengths. He won it really impressively and was able to go to the front and keep up at the front. If he does that here, I think he'll win. If he jumps the second last within 2 lengths of the leader, I think he'll win. He'll be staying on best of all out of all of these. It's whether he can keep up and keep in touch for long enough. I think he's off a decent mark. His 136 mark is fine. It's just all about whether he can keep up. And I think last time maybe the jockey got it wrong. I think it was William, someone rode him last time. A young lad claiming 7. And he just didn't know that he had to really keep Benson in contention before running on strongly again. With Ryan Menier back on board, I think he will go much closer. And 11-2 looks a decent price about him. The final one I want to talk about is in the 220. You'll know who this is. It's Fred Arm, who has been found a race up north to go and win. I suggested that might be what they try and do next time. I suggested it might be at Cheltenham on the 16th in the quintessentially handicapped steeplechase. They didn't. But I think if they want to get him in the Grand Annual, they're going to have to win a race. And I think that's what they've done here, is they've found a race for him to win. He's 2-1. If he'd jumped the third last better last time, he would have gone very, very close. I think he would have beaten Boot Hill, but maybe have lost to St. Segal if St. Segal had stood up. That's much better form than what these have been running in. And yeah, he's the one that's going to take all the beating. I did talk through my NAP next best and third best, but you free members will have to wait until I actually submit it tomorrow, who they are. I have told the premium members. You won't see this until tomorrow, until the 1st, but this was recorded at 1:28 on New Year's Eve. I was going to say Boxing Day then for some reason. On New Year's Eve, just so that you can see what prices I was talking about. So just a quick recap. Petit Tonnerre at 11-4, just a small bet just in case. Inch House at 7-4. I think he will take all the beating. He is the improver. Stage Star, they won't want to be winning this. They won't want to be losing this and then going for the Ryanair. Ed Keeper is very progressive at 11-4, but I think Ikarak is very under appreciated. His handicap mark is good. Bob Ollinger, I think, is the best over this trip, not Marie's Rock. Benson, as long as he can keep up, will go very close. And finally, Fred Arm has been found a race to go and win to get him into the Grand Annual.